So in the conversation yesterday, we had a really good question. Someone asked why I'm easier on Trump than Ben is. And I said, well, this is because Shapiro has a political outlook and I have a cultural outlook. So Shapiro is judging everything Trump says kind of individually in the political moment, where I'm always looking at the cultural, the large cultural view. Where are we going? And if we're getting more free, as I believe we are under Donald Trump, then if he makes a mistake, he makes a mistake. No big deal. As long as he's appointing judges who protect the Constitution, I'm for him. As long as he is cutting back taxes, which makes us more free, I'm for him. As long as he's cutting back the administrative state and cutting back all kinds of regulations, which he is doing like no one has done in my lifetime, then the fact that he makes a mistake here and there doesn't really bother me. But there's something else that I didn't say, which is that, Ben has a legitimate, one of the things about Ben and me, I talked about this in the conversation, is we almost always see the same facts. We almost always see the situation exactly the same and then have different opinions about it, which is different than two people who can't even agree on what's going on. And Ben is concerned about the conservative movement, and he is concerned about the fact that it has hooked its wagon to Trump's star to the degree that when Trump does make a mistake or when he does one of his kind of off, he talks like a carnival barker sometimes and just says something that has no relationship to the truth. Ben doesn't like to see his fellow conservatives just follow him down that hole. Conservatives are supposed to be, attached to principle, not to persons. We're not supposed to look for our salvation in princes. Look not to princes for your salvation. So, that really concerns Ben. Why doesn't that concern me? Because it's definitely happening. There's no question that it's happening right now after Trump's fairly, disastrous is too strong a word, but his gaffe at the Helsinki press conference, with the left just going hysterical. There are people on the right who are saying, no. It was the greatest moment of his career. It was absolutely brilliant. He was playing dimensional chess, and he said this, and he really made Putin look bad. That's just not true, and it's bothersome because Ben cares about the conservative movement, and he doesn't want to see people on his own side just going down that primrose path. The difference with me is, to be honest with you, I never expected much of any movement, of any conservative movement. Back in the day when it was Obama selling us out to Medvedev, or Nunez, or whatever his name is, where he said, I'm going to get rid of our missiles after the next election. On the right, people were screaming the way they're screaming now on the left. I remember this vividly, of people just saying, this is treason, this is treason. And even then I was saying, you know what? It's not treason. It's just a guy who's a clown and doesn't really know what he's doing. And the thing is, I don't feel like conservatives are better people than leftists. There are plenty of faithful husbands on the left, good fathers and mothers on the left, plenty of people who do their jobs honestly, plenty of people who you could trust with your life on the left, plenty of people in the military serving their country on the left. The difference is the ideas. Now, I do believe that the worse an idea is, the more it degrades you. If you have a really bad idea, it will degrade you personally, ultimately, if you follow that idea with integrity. But the funny thing about the people on the left is that the ones who are successful, the rich ones, the rich lefties in places like LA and Brooklyn and things like that, they live conservative lives. They live lives just like the right would want people to live. They just have this kind of line of patter that they put out. So you lose your integrity because you're not following your ideas. I just think right-wing ideas are better, and that ultimately, I think, if you follow them, makes you a better person. I think freedom is better than slavery. I think socialism is a soft form of slavery. No matter how you do it, whether it's democratic or not, it's a soft form of slavery. It is taking your work for somebody else's purposes, taking the sweat of your brow for somebody else's purposes. And that's just another difference. I don't expect much from the conservative movement. I just expect much from me. I expect me to come here and tell you the truth as I see it, the facts as I know them. And that's what I expect. If some other guy is going off in this reactionary way, I can't do anything about it. It's kind of what I expect. There are crazies on our side, just like there are crazies on the other. And there are dishonest people on our side, just like there are dishonest people on the other.